I feel if I watched Darling in the Franxx without having been in the anime community, I would hate it. But I love the experience that it gave me.
Yeah.
Just like being a part of the dumpster fire.
People like threatening the voice actors.
Oh my god, that shit was ridiculous.
Why is it the first thing that happens whenever someone's like, because the same thing happened with Domestic Girlfriend, where the author just got death threats and like people were just shit talking them online. Like, why'd you do this?
Because it's because I guess they're just like the face of the show, right?
Yeah.
Or the face of the problem that resides in the show. So
Yeah.
they just like they don't blame the directors or the producers because no one can see those people, right? It's always the front-facing people.
Is it the Japanese audience that's doing that? Because I swear I didn't see any of that like online.
It
At
was
least on my Twitter. Like
I think it was kind of universal. Like in the case with Domestic Girlfriend, a lot of it was like it was definitely the Asian population. I don't know if it was specifically the Japanese. I know I saw a lot of like Chinese, Korean.
I think because the author had to actually come out and say it was like foreigners, so it wasn't people from Japan. I don't know where it was from.
Yeah,
but,
it might have been from the West. It might have been from other Asian countries.
I know that at least in the West, our meme culture is pretty fucking cryptic. If you're not from,
it's shrouded in a very large veil
like
of
stuff
sarcasm.
that could look extremely aggressive to someone who doesn't understand is probably like a compliment.
Well, wasn't there that like Japanese illustrator who kept like apologizing for all the sarcastic tweets that were being made towards
like,
them?
someone like commented. I think I saw this. It was like someone had replied to their post with like the emoji with the gun, like huffing, like keep posting. Like because it's so good, right? That's what we understood it, but obviously the Japanese creator
and the reply back being like, "I'm sorry that you're like, I'm so please don't point that at me." They took that at face value, right?
Yeah, they took down their post because they were like they thought they were offending people. Bro, our fucking memes are fucked up.
Yeah, and I remember when Vinland Saga was airing, people were sending like tweets to the author of Vinland Saga, calling him like a goat, the goat. Right? and the author was like, "Why are people calling me a goat? Am I doing bad? Have I done something bad?" But that's
memes do not translate.
No, they do not translate well. How are
definitely.
like Japanese memes? I've always been curious how like the Japanese meme culture is.
I mean, a lot of the Japanese memes that make it. Well, I mean, a lot of the best memes, in my opinion, stay on 2chan, which I think if you know anything about 2chan, they're pretty bad.
I know they're like even worse than 4chan.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you thought 4chan was bad, never go on to 2chan. Like, I remember one of my friends, he used to be on 4chan a lot, and then when I told him about 2chan, he's like, "Man, for the first time in my life, I'm glad I never took Japanese because if I could understand what these threads were saying, holy shit, I would just be like." Oh my god, I didn't know humans could say such horrible things to one another. It's really fucking brutal over there. But the memes are very funny. The memes are great. And luckily, I think a lot of the best, like probably the safest memes that start on 2chan do eventually make it on Twitter.
Yeah.
And man, those fucking blow up on Japanese Twitter, like so crazily. Like if you thought memes on like Western Twitter were like, whoa, 50,000 retweets, holy shit. Dude, I've seen Japanese memes that have like 1 million retweets.
Damn.
I'm just like, fucking, I mean, yeah, it's a good meme, but goddamn, guys.
I mean, Western Twitter is just TikToks re-uploaded right now.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are pretty good, to be fair.
Not sure how long that's going to last.
I don't know. Is this
as of time of recording
this a poorly aged conversation that we're having right now?
Yeah, some of them are good. Some of them are good.
Yeah.
Because I feel, from what I can see with Japanese like social media in general, we've talked about internet hate a lot on this podcast before, and it feels like with Japan, it's either you're really nice and polite, or it's like the fucking worst. And there's like,
there's a reason why I never wanted to start like a Japanese YouTube channel, because I thought about it when I first moved here. I was like, should I start a separate channel where it's aimed towards the Japanese audience, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be anime related. I was just going to do like just a regular like vlog style channel, but all in Japanese. And then I watched a bunch of Japanese YouTubers, because before I never really watched Japanese YouTubers, and I saw their comment sections, and I'm just like, nah, I don't want that. I don't want any of that shit, because like, man, some of the fucking like hate, like some of the fucking hate movements that happen towards Japanese YouTubers are crazy. I remember there was one Japanese YouTuber who, and on Japanese YouTubers, you fuck up once, your career is done. Because
Yeah.
they will hold on to that shit for the rest of your career until you're gone. Because there was one Japanese
Like
YouTuber.
Western a little bit.
Yeah, but like to a completely different degree.
I don't know about that. I mean, people have very short memories.
Yeah, how many times has like the Paul brothers fucked up and they're still getting
Yeah.
like
True.
decent views, right? But there was this one Japanese YouTuber who didn't even do anything bad. He had a pet goldfish, and the goldfish died, and so he threw the goldfish like he drained it down the toilet.
Okay,
basically, right?
That's fair
Really
enough.
standard, right? Like,
Yeah.
of course, that's what you normally do. It got so much hate that even at this day, and this happened like 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know about the accuracy of this. Don't quote me on this, but it happened
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 years ago. And since then, every single one of his videos have gotten a 50% dislike ratio.
Damn.
Just from that one thing that he did. And people are still holding on to it for it. For years
I
now.
just think they have like they keep on to hate for like another for like another level.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the idol culture here must be so scary, because you fuck up once here, if you're an idol or voice actress or something, and
Yeah.
your career is just done.
It's just
Yeah.
done. They
It's
just
just done.
expect perfection from you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely feels like they the image that you build, they immediately like are in control of it. And,
Yeah.
and that if like you said, if you fuck up once, it's like they're almost like entitled to you.
Yeah.
being, like,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
And if
right?
you ruin it, well, you ruined this thing I liked. You
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah,
you ruined
exactly.
this thing I enjoyed. You know, it's like, what do you mean? It's just me. Like,
Yeah, right. It's
Yeah.
like it's sometimes they forget that some of these people are just humans, right?
Yeah,
And they,
and I don't, it's kind of this mentality where they're not allowed to be human in a lot of
Mm.
ways, and that's what it feels like. Because I remember the first story I ever heard like about this kind of situation happening in the anime community was probably with Aya Hirano,
Yeah.
like Haruhi's voice actress. Like there was a scandal, like back in the day.
scandal, quote unquote.
Scandal.
Yeah.
But back in the day when she was voicing in Haruhi, she was
Yeah.
voicing in Lucky Star. She was like the triple A-list celebrity.
Right,
here.
right.
She was like one of the hottest names in this industry.
Yeah.
And I think what happened is that she had a music career as well. She had a band, and I think she slept with everyone in the band except for the bass guitar player. which every bassist like a moment of silence for the bass guitar player there.
Debut 504 subscribers.
Why is it
Yeah.
always the bassist, man?
I don't know. but yeah, that story like got outed, and her career just like went from like A+, triple A to like she had a trouble
Yeah,
getting a role.
she completely disappeared after that, and
Yeah.
since then she's disappeared. And it's
Yeah,
crazy.
she's since then she's only had like a few bigger roles. I think the only last role I remember her doing was doing Miggy from what's that? Parasite.
Parasite, yeah,
Parasite.
yeah.
But I don't think I've heard her in anything else that I can remember.
I feel like that would kind of happen in the West, though, a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
What,
dude.
like an entire career getting
No,
destroyed?
you're not even trying Korean being destroyed, but at least fucking Twitter would be like fucking clowning on
Oh
you.
yeah, but this
Yeah.
happened way before the Twitter thing
Yeah,
came
yeah,
around,
true,
right? Like
true.
this happened in like the mid 2000s.
But like-
But
But
dudes online are like pretty fucking, and like, they're like, what do you mean you've slept with
yeah,
people?
this seems to be scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's scary.